Good afternoon, groovy citizens, and happy Winning Wednesday to each and every one of you. It is my hope and prayer that your day has been phenomenal so far and continues to be so. My day has been great. I have no complaints at all. You hear me? Now, granted, I'm pretty sure we can all find something to complain about, but I have no complaints. Now, let's jump into today's video. But before I do that, I want to first welcome anybody. If this is your first time, I want to say welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. I do car conversations every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And it's called Car Conversation because I'm sitting in my truck and it just sounds better than truck conversations. So make sure you subscribe, tap the bell, give this video a thumbs up, and share it with somebody that can use what I'm going to share with you today. And don't forget to check out my other playlists. If this is not your first rodeo, welcome back. You know I miss you when I don't get a chance to see you. Now let's jump right on in. I'm going to be sharing 7 things that no one will do with you. And if you know me, then you know I love Stoic wisdom. So I'm going to be sharing 7 things that you must do alone to become powerful. If you want real power, you have to bleed alone. Y'all, that's powerful. Number 1, face your demons. No audience, just you versus your mind at 2 a.m. Do you know that if you have ever had an opportunity to wake up between 1 and 3 in the morning and you talk to God, it allows you to face those demons in your life. Sometimes it's not always people. It can be places, it can be things. But you've got to face that by yourself. Now, when I say by yourself, keep in mind that God is always with us. So you're never truly alone, ever. Even if you live in a house by yourself, God is always there with you, okay? But you've got to do this alone. You can't wait for the crowd to face your demons. That's something that you've got to do by yourself. Go to God in prayer and ask him to handle the demons in your life. Number 2, break your addictions. Nobody will clap for your discipline, but your future self will bow. That's powerful. We all have addictions. Let me say this. You might be thinking, not me. I don't smoke. I don't drink. Well, guess what? I don't smoke or drink either. But I do have an addiction. I love planners. I love pens, good pens. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always buying pens and I don't even really need them. I just like it. And so I do have certain pens that I use for certain things. But that's neither here nor there. But we all have addictions. And so that is something that, again, not excluding God because he's always with you. That's something that you've got to do by yourself. You can't take your neighbors, your besties, or anybody else. You've got to face that by yourself. And so again, nobody's going to clap for your discipline. Discipline, i.e. meaning overcoming whatever that thing is. But your future self will bow to you for overcoming it. Number 3, build your vision. Everyone doubts you until results silence them. It's interesting how you tell people that you're going to do something and they may smile and they may go, oh, that's really nice. But in the back of their mind, they're thinking, what? That is never going to work out. They are so crazy to think that that could even possibly be a thing. Let them doubt. It's all right. Let them doubt all they want, but you've got to build your vision. And once you build your vision, you write that vision down and don't you let anybody, I mean anybody, unless God comes to you and says, listen, that's not the way I want you to go. Don't let anybody else in your surroundings, and sometimes even in your inner circle, not sometimes, even in your inner circle, try to tell you that it's not going to work. Write the vision, make it plain, pray over it, and then get about doing it. Number 4, control your emotions. No one warns you when anger becomes your prison. Only you hold the key. That's interesting. Nobody warns you when anger becomes your prison. Do you know if you walk around angry all the time, you are imprisoning your mind, your body, your spirit, your heart, all of that good stuff. I don't know what's going on in your life. I'm not saying my life is perfect, but I don't walk around angry. You know why? Because when things happen, things may not be going my way, I can still smile. You know why I can still smile? Because I know who's in control. I know that God is still in control and nothing can happen or will happen unless he allows it to do so. So I don't walk around angry. I just do not. I cannot. I will not. But I want you to stop doing it if that's what you're doing, because all you're doing is imprisoning yourself. And plus you're repelling people. They don't want to be around angry people, and I don't blame them. But you hold the key to that anger. I can't hold it for you, just like you can't hold it for me. So work on that. Number 5, train when no one's watching. While they scroll, you sharpen your edge. That is so fitting. Well, it's fitting for everything, but it's so fitting for individuals that may say, you know what, I'm going to get myself together and I'm going to lose some weight. This is what I want you to do. Don't tell anybody. Join that gym. Or if you have equipment in your home, start using it. Don't tell anybody and let them see the results. Because see, when you tell people what you're going to do, it allows them to talk you out of it. Girl, why you want to go to the gym? You know, men love thick women, or whatever it is, whatever the conversation you may be having with your good girlfriends. Or if you're thinking about starting a business, people are going to always have reasons to talk to you. Oh, well, now's not a good time. The economy isn't right. This, that, and the third. Move in silence. I've talked about that before. You've got to move in silence. Stop telling everybody what you're going to do. Just do it and then let them see the end result. That's why you ever notice how, not everybody, some people do have to tell folks, yeah, I'm losing weight. The ones that don't say anything, you just happen to see them one day and you go, wow, you look like you're slimming down. And they'll go, yeah, I've been doing ABCXYZ. But had you not asked them or had you not noticed, they never would have said anything. Why? Because they move in silence. So sharpen your edge while you train in silence. Number 6, walk away from those you've outgrown. No drama, just silence and distance. That right there is the one I was waiting for. You've got to walk away from the people that you've outgrown. That sometimes is family members, sometimes it's friends, sometimes it's neighbors, sometimes it's co-workers, sometimes it's people at your church. Doesn't matter where it is. When you've outgrown those people, just silently walk away. You don't need a big production. You don't need to have cake and ice cream and cookies and chips and juice. You don't need all of that stuff. Just walk away in silence. And it doesn't mean that you don't like them or you don't love them. You have just outgrown them. Because what happens is when you have friends, you all are walking side, let me move over here. You all are walking side by side together. But at some point, God is pulling you this way and they're still trying to go that way. And so you've got to just cut it loose. Like I said, you can still love them. Y'all can go out and break bread together and all that good stuff. Doesn't mean that you have to hate them, but you've got to just cut them loose because you've outgrown them. You are no longer moving in the same direction. It's just like you wanting to become an entrepreneur or you wanting to go back to school and someone that you're close to, they're content with working at Bob's Burgers. I don't know if that's a real place other than in a cartoon, but that's neither here nor there. They may be content working that fast food job. And please understand me, there's nothing wrong with working a fast food job. It's a legitimate job and you're getting paid. So don't you ever let anybody look down their nose on that. But I digress. But they may be okay with working at their fast food job. And you're saying, listen, I'm trying to get to making 6 figures. And it's all right for you to want to make 6 figures. So when you've outgrown that individual, love them, but you've got to cut them off and keep moving. Number 7, master your mind, because until you rule it, someone else will. Y'all, that's powerful. That's powerful right there. So a perfect example of that is someone who's in a relationship and they never think for themselves. Their significant other is always telling them what to do, what to wear, where they can and can't go, who they can and can't be friends with, where they live, all of that good stuff. And it's really sad because there are a lot of people living that life right now. But you have to rule your mind, because if you don't, somebody else will. One thing's for certain, 2 things for sure. My parents always raised my siblings and I to think for yourself. Have your own identity. It's all right to want to be in a relationship, be it a marriage or a situationship, whatever you want to call it. There's nothing wrong with that. But you've got to think for yourself. Don't sit around allowing somebody else to think for you, to tell you when to jump and how high to do it. If you don't, as this says, if you don't master your own mind, somebody else will. And this is why you have so many people that are feeling stuck because they have no life. And I'm going to tell you the story real quick, and I'll give you the takeaway and let you be. Years ago, when Michael Basin was on the radio, and I was listening to his show as I was driving from, I think I just got my hair done that day, And this lady called in and she was talking about how, she loves her husband. And her husband, there's nothing that he wouldn't do for her. That's how much he loved her. Always good to her. Treated her like the queen that she is. And she talked about how she did not have her own bank account. They had a joint account. She didn't have her own credit card. When I say her own, I mean in her name only. They had joint bank account. She didn't have her own, what was it? So basically, everything was in his name. And she said one day she woke up and she just felt like she had no identity because everything that she had was in her husband's name. And it wasn't a bad thing because, they just did everything together. And so one day she went out, like he bought her a car and his name was on it, but it was her car. And so she said one day she applied for a credit card and got her own card. She was all excited. And she's like, oh, honey, look, I got my own credit card. And he said, that's nice, but why did you have to get a credit card? You have one. She said, I do, but I want something in my name. The bills in the house were in his name. And he didn't understand. He's like, well, I don't get it. What do you mean? I provide for you. I'm good to you. What's going on? She said, you are, sweetie, but I have nothing in my name. She said, I feel like I don't have my own identity because everything that I have is in your name. And so once she explained that to him, he understood, but you got to master your mind. Because again, if you don't, somebody else will. Don't let people tell you how to move. The only person you should allow to tell you how to move is God. Because everybody else is telling you how to move for their own selfish gain. 9 times out of 10, it's not necessarily in a bad way, but just, master your mind. Here's your takeaway. Power isn't given. It's built in solitude, and those who master themselves in silence become unstoppable in the world. Y'all, this is a perfect example of that is when you get into your word and you study God's word and you know what it says about the promises for your life, you know how God empowers you through his word, you can go out here and you can take on the world because you are now unstoppable. You know God's word for yourself. Now, all of us, well, I'm going to say probably 99.9% of us grew up in church. And so you know the word, you've heard the word. But do you really know it for yourself? You know what grandma and your parents told you, but do you really know it for yourself? This is why I always encourage people to be actively involved in a church, and especially Bible study, which at my church, Metropolitan Baptist Church, this is the second year we're doing our small groups. And last year it was really great. It was a 12-week session. This year's only going to be 8. And we're using the book called Nudge, Awakening Each Other to the God Who's Already There by Leonard Sweet. And let me just show you, this is what the cover looks like. Now, if you try to purchase this book, unfortunately, you cannot. It is out of print. So you're going to have to do one of two things. You will either have to get the digital copy or the audio copy. Otherwise, you cannot purchase an actual hardcover or paperback book because it's out of print. So I purchased my copy last night, my ebook. Downloaded it to my Kindle app on my iPad, so I can't wait to start reading that book. We officially kick it off next week. So if you're interested in joining, make sure you go to metropolitanbaptist.org. I will leave a link in the description box, and you'll find the information on how to join one of the small groups. And we have so many. I'm co-leading the fitness enthusiast group. We have a new gardening enthusiast group. We have a football enthusiast group. We have a group for individuals who are widows or have lost a spouse. We have one for raising kings, young men. We have one for parents of college students. We have one for our seniors, 55 or better is what they're calling it. We have one for different areas in the DMV. So I know there's Montgomery County, there's the Largo area, there's the Upper Marlboro area, Silver Spring. I mean, we just have tons of groups. So make sure you check that out. I will put Metropolitan's link in the description box. But again, y'all, you have to learn to, what was I saying before I even said that? Oh, talking about becoming unstoppable. And the only way to get that way is through learning, to growing. See, we grow when we learn. And if you do that in silence, honey, the world's not going to know how to deal with you. They are not going to know how to deal with you. So, y'all, having said that, I'm going to let you be because I need to cut the car on and close my sunroof because it's starting to drizzle a little bit. But hopefully something I said resonates with you and helps you as you go through this journey of life. Because life is life and right about now for all of us, okay? And I just want to say a prayer for government workers. You know, we're looking at a possible shutdown, so just keep us in your prayers. Just jobs in general that are having to cut off, you know, do layoffs because they're trying to cut their budgets. And just, you know, keep everybody in your prayers. Keep yourselves, not only pray for you, but pray for me and pray for everybody else, because I keep all of you in my prayers, okay? Now, having said all that, y'all, go about the rest of your day. Whatever you do, wherever you go, have fun. Enjoy yourself, but just be safe, okay? Always be careful of your surroundings and just be safe, because I love you all to the moon and back, and there's nothing you can do about it. And as I like to end my videos, continue to pray for me as I am always praying for you, and watch God change things. Y'all, God is changing things. It may not look like it right now, but I promise you, God is changing things. He's heard your prayers. He's seen and heard your cries. He knows your heart. He knows what's on your mind. And that change, as Sam Cooke sang about so many years ago, that change is going to come. I just need you to keep pushing forward and don't give up. Love you all, and we'll talk again on Friday.